The thing about Trump supporters, well, I've had a lot of Trump supporters on my FYP, and but it's all been the same format. It's like a person not saying anything, looking smug into the camera while there's music playing in the background and they've got words on the screen. And that seems to be a new thing, a new format for those guys. And I just saw one from a young woman where she was looking very smug on screen, and the Alanis Morissette song "Isn't It Ironic" was playing in the background, and on the screen it said something like, "Oh, not the wife of Mohamad Khil saying that you shouldn't kidnap people from their homes for no reason." And then underneath it said, "Remind me who he stands for again?" Again, completely equating every single Palestinian person with Hamas and what Hamas did to Israelis on October 7th, 2023, I guess it's been. And essentially, there are so many things to unpack there. But again, it's this MAGA craving for an authoritarian ruler who, because what, in all the layers of wrongness that young woman was communicating in that video by not saying a word, the underlying thing is basically, it's like, it's completely okay for the government to abduct people who are in the United States legally if they say something you don't like. And, this is the party of free speech absolutism, as long as it's speech that they agree with. And the full weight of the Trump administration, and we're 8 or 9 days out from Mohamad Khil being abducted by ICE and transported from, I think, New Jersey to a prison cell in Louisiana where he's been sitting for over a week. The full weight of the Trump administration, the DOJ, and Trump's FBI, and he has not been charged with one single crime. Not one single crime. And the Anti-Defamation League put out a statement strongly implying that he is guilty of crimes, of aiding and abetting terrorists and providing material support to terrorist organization Hamas, because he said something they didn't like. And he said something that the Trump administration didn't like. These people are completely willing to sacrifice the Bill of Rights for an authoritarian ruler because they think that they will be on the right side of that authoritarian ruler, and that authoritarian ruler will never do anything to them. It's just such an astonishing amount of dipshittery that this young woman communicated with just 2 written sentences on the screen. She didn't say a word. And again, it just goes back to the vast majority of Republican voters being unimaginably dumb and gullible and cruel, because they can't possibly envision that cruelty would ever be directed at them. And they vote enthusiastically for that kind of cruelty to be done to other Americans who they don't like, or other Americans whose opinions they don't share. And they're fucking gross, man. That's every bit of that is just gross and disgusting.